back to They Did What? Your source for the next craziest, most entertaining stories where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to be covering part 5 to the story, which has been going on for like 2 months now, which is titled, Wife Ignored Daughter on Her Birthday So She Could Cheat. Now Husband is sending her you-know-what to the streets. And as a very, very brief recap, because at this point I'm not going to do massive ones, that's about the guy, he and his wife are in their late 20s, married a few years, have a 4-year-old daughter, and the wife's a big giant cheater. She's always working, so she claims, and when she was in Vegas on a business trip, she was hooking up with a dude that works under her, a young guy in his early 20s. Ignoring the daughter on her birthday, she promised to FaceTime with her, and she comes back, the guy saw a big mark on her neck that he said was a hickey. She claimed it was a Las Vegas bug that bit her. And she was gaslighting him, all that, and he eventually called her out on it, and finally she confessed to cheating. Well, he pretty much sent her packing, but now he's back and forth in therapy. He's kind of, I think he knows he needs to divorce her, but still can't quite, get off the pot and do it. He's trying to do the therapy thing more for the daughter, and the daughter's in therapy and all that, and it's a big mess. And ultimately, it needs to end. This guy, in my opinion, here we go now, really needs to crap or get off the pot, And this update here is about things going on with his wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, I think, the daughter, him, all that, and you're just going to see more how much of a jerk she is. Because in the last episode, it talked about really how they're an interracial couple. She's Korean, and her dad didn't want her marrying him because he's not Korean, but she went and did it anyway, and there's all this drama. So she has a history of stirring the pot, drama, and all that, and it's just not a good thing to be. And there's a point, guys, you got to crap or get off the pot. Either he divorces her, enough's enough, or you work it out with her, which would be a terrible idea. And I don't want him to do that, but make a decision. So, and oh, by the way, guys, you haven't done it already, come check me out on X, formerly Twitter. Really trying to promote this and grow the thing over there so I can promote these videos because, YouTube doesn't promote me as much anymore. So if you haven't done it, come over, check me out. The handle is SSM Channels. All right. So he says here, sorry for the lack of response lately. There have been a lot of replies and questions I have. I've been missing things due to things being chaotic in my life. I wanted to address what I couldn't reply to and give an update. Bro, your life's a mess right now. It's not your fault. You're doing what you can. Play therapy for my daughter is a learning curve. My daughter, who's 4, is still hesitant, but she's getting more used to the therapist. I think the current pace we set works. I'm letting her be in the moment and allowing that to guide what she's ready for. I don't want to force anything. Okay. Well, it seems like there's a whole lot of therapy going on. There's the daughter in therapy, him in therapy, he and the wife in therapy. I mean, I can't imagine what these bills are, even if the insurance is paying for a majority of it. Foreigners are always like, SSM, what is with Americans in therapy? Well, they've definitely been conditioned to use them. I don't think that therapy should be used as often as it is, but it does work extreme situations. Well, my wife is now being included in the play therapy. Oh, great. Let's see how that works out. The focus so far is letting her and her daughter engage together in playful activities, guided by the therapist, and addressing behavioral and emotional challenges and improving communication. Really? I mean, come on here. This goes to show you how cold and robotic his wife is, because she can't even do that with her 4-year-old. 4-year-old doesn't want to be around her because the 4-year-old knows the wife doesn't care. Something we're tackling is a feeling charade. I've never done it before. Our daughter usually communicates with me on her own, but she struggles with wording certain emotions. Well, dude, she is 4. It's completely understandable. She's only 4. My hope is these exercises will only benefit her. Well, I hope so. You're paying an arm and a leg for all the therapy. My wife's inclusion hasn't been progressive, to be honest. We're still in the early stages. I don't know. Our daughter really clams up around her. She's okay with my wife being in the room, but she's not very receptive otherwise. Because your daughter doesn't trust her. Because your daughter was hurt by her. Because your wife's cold. And sure, kids can have their favorites with parents. Let's be honest here. Parents have favorites, and kids technically have a parent they're closer to. But the daughter knows the mom's an a-hole. Come on here. Even 4-year-old girls are more, connected with their feelings than a 4-year-old boy is. Recently, for the play therapy, my daughter made a drawing of our family. It was mostly stick figures, but she had her own little style to it and indicators of who was who. It was adorable, but also bittersweet. The drawing included herself, me, and her grandparents, but not her mom. What does that say? Probably because the mom is never around. And it's one thing if a parent's out there busting their tail to help provide for the family, but still, the mother, even if she's around, is never present with her. My wife was nowhere to be found. When asked where her mom was, my daughter's exact words were, Mom, Uma's never around and Uma's mean. Okay, Uma is her mom's nickname for her mom. Never around and mean? Ah. Mean is typically how our daughter communicates that someone's hurt her or someone else. She called her mom mean when my wife broke her FaceTime birthday promise during the Vegas retreat. She said it before my wife hung up the phone. Well, there you go. She is deeply hurt. She's rejected, neglected. There was another time around the holidays that she called my wife mean. My daughter was assisting me with baking, and she got real excited and cheering. My wife was supposed to join us, but she didn't and took a work call. She raised her voice at our daughter as she told her to quiet down. See? Constantly, the wife is getting, they're supposed to make cookies together for Christmas or whatever. And the wife's freaking snapping at her. She's 4 years old. She's going to get excited and all that, you know? And she's bitch can go in the garage and take her work call or something like that. See? I didn't like the tone my wife took with our daughter. She was just excited and wanted to help. And it was supposed to be the family time. My wife was the one who took the work call in the same room without warning anyone. We argued later, but it was resolved, and she apologized to our daughter. It doesn't matter. Damage is done. Now, I don't know if this was an example thing that happened in the past. Obviously, it wasn't recent because Christmas was like 4 friggin' months ago, but still. Being left out of the drawing bothered my wife. Tough crap, wife. You brought this on yourself. She expressed that she overthinks and she doesn't believe she's good at connecting with her daughter. I don't know, because maybe she has no heart, because she's a fucking robot. She feels our daughter prefers me over her. Gee, I wonder why. The whole incident struck another chord with me. I've been mulling it over. We discussed it in marriage counseling, and for me, in individual counseling. Dude, struck a chord with you. You can't make your daughter want to be around her mom. Okay? I mean, yeah, I get he believes that a child should have both parents and all that and everything, but at the end of the day, the wife's the one that should be making all the effort to fix the thing, not you. Come on, man. It's time to accept reality. Your wife's an a-hole. Don't continue this thing on. It hurts to see how fractured things are between my daughter and my wife. That's her problem. Despite my wife's infidelity, I don't take pleasure in a suffering relationship. I'm not rooting against her. I want the relationship to be okay. Well, no amount of you wanting it to be that way is going to change anything. I believe my daughter needs her mom too. Am I wrong in thinking that there are things a daughter will want to talk with her mom about or share specifically with her mom, even if the other parent is involved? Yes, a daughter needs a mother the same way a son needs a father. Okay? That's why a single mom can't do it all herself, because a boy needs a male influence, but the right male influence. The same thing is with the daughter. The daughter needs a mom. The dad can be awesome and can do a bazillion things, but still a woman there to get things that a dad won't get. But it has to be the right woman. And in this situation, the mother here is not the right one. There can be another woman in the picture, potentially. I'm sure there's a female relative that this dude has that's trustworthy. But the daughter's action says everything. The wife's an asshole. Get rid of her. Says here, part of me feels responsible for the lack of relationship. Smack. Okay, I gotta smack this guy at some point. It's not your problem. It's not your fault. Like I should have stepped in sooner. I never realized how bad things were before I held on to the promise of just one more work project, and then my wife would be involved more, and how we were still a family. The affair changed my outlook, and that's on her. You're a good guy and you're trying to help out your daughter, but stop trying to fix everything. I don't know exactly when things went off course. Having kids was something we both wanted. It wasn't a singular conversation, but one we revisited over the years. We actually wanted more kids. Pre-affair, we had discussions, but I had to put that potential on hold because it was clear we need to reconnect the family unit already present. Dude, it sounds like you're actually thinking about getting back with her now. That's crazy. You don't want to have more children with her. She can't even do it right with this girl. You think another child going to bring in the picture is going to make her better? Maybe if you had a boy, and moms tend to be, especially even these a-hole moms are better with the boys sometimes than girls because their own self-loathing they put on the girls. But still, no, don't get back with her. Don't continue it on. I saw and felt the love and care my wife had for her daughter during the pregnancy. It was palpable. I always thought our daughter was evidence of the bond we shared. My wife's maternity leave ended shortly after she gave birth, and she resumed work full-time at the office. I would say there was a noticeable change then, and the disconnect grew from there. Well, there you go. I just feel like somewhere along the line, I let my daughter down and perhaps was also blinded by my love for my wife. I'm at a complete loss. I felt the relationship falls on me. The play therapist said we can only take it one step at a time. Dude, that was the problem. You're blinded love for your wife. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't understand what many of us do understand that are middle age. Don't love your girl. You can love your girl, but don't be in love with her. Because when you're in love with her, you're blind to things like her bullshit. And you let things slide, and you put her on the pedestal, and you do all the things that make a woman treat a guy like crap. And not get her respect for you. You love him, but don't be in love with him. In love with him, make a big mistake. And he was in love with her, and look what happened. Sir, I mean, it's the ugly truth, but it's the freaking truth. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is what it is. Human nature is human nature. And for God's sake, stop taking all the blame about the relationship with your daughter and the wife. I've been frequently asked about our daughters picking up on the rift between my wife and I, and whether we fought in front of her. I wanted to address that here. I guarantee you she's noticed problems. My wife and I have had our fights, but I can't say we fought in front of our daughter. We'd usually pause and revisit if our daughter was around and not reflect in front of her. Doesn't matter. She's a kid. Kids are way more perceptive than people realize. They notice there's a problem going on. After the affair, I haven't badmouthed my wife to her daughter. I try explaining the separation and addressing any question in simple ways without throwing stuff on her or my personal feelings. Well, that's good of you, because if the situation was reversed, she'd be trashing your name, dude. I'm really trying. I want the best for my daughter. I don't want my wife's affair to take any more from our daughter than it already has. It hurts like hell, but I can deal with it. My daughter is our only kid. I don't know how my mother-in-law, a 55-year-old female, did it. I don't believe it's something I can ask her. I want to thank everybody here again for the support. It means a lot. Hearing your experiences means something to me. I think there's hope to be found in it. I appreciate everything. So I'm now going to read in a moment lots of comments. And, the thing is, I'm noticing the comment section for this story, either you got people that are supporting him, saying, hey, Dad, you're going through a tough time, keep on trucking. And you got other people that are starting to get a little annoyed here and saying basically what I'm thinking, crap or get off the pot. Okay? Either you're going to get back with her and try again, which is a terrible idea, or you're going to end it realizing being with her is a terrible idea. But stop this indecision back and forth. It's like, there's certain, I want to say AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, but like certain groups where people meet for various problems and they talk, get things out off their chest, which is good. But oftentimes in these things, all they do is talk. They talk and talk and talk about problems, but they don't actually do anything to resolve them. It kind of seems like this here. And yeah, Reddit's therapy for a lot of guys, and that's good. But I think it's time really, in my opinion, and in opinion of many people in the comment section, dude, it's not going to work with her. Crap or get off the pot. Best, crap and end this marriage. Otherwise, this is getting a little out of hand. It's not your fault about the disconnect between your wife and your daughter. Your wife brought it on herself, and your daughter's going to be okay. So, a few comments here where I wrap this up. One guy says, you didn't let your daughter down, your wife did. Your wife is an ice queen that cold to your daughter. Reading about her yelling at your daughter for making noise or being excited while making cookies for Christmas broke my heart. Your daughter is smarter and more observant than she lets on. I hope the plan is still to divorce after there's a semblance of a relationship between your daughter and your wife. Because he talked about originally getting into therapy to help with to fix the rift between the wife and the daughter. Guess what? It ain't helping. Time to move on. Another one, this guy says, I don't know why he blames himself for his wife's mistakes. She is responsible for her mistakes, and she alone is responsible for restoring a good relationship with her daughter. Unless he wants to reconcile with his wife, I think his concern about these matters is not in his best interest. Too much time has passed. I think it's time he asks himself the important question. Does he want to reconcile with his wife or not, and go from there? In other words, crap or get off the pot. How the daughter and the mom can fix the relationship while they are apart. And maybe she will get a new job and the distance will grow more. OP, live in the limbo, and he doesn't know what he wants, doesn't benefit anyone, him or his daughter, or even his wife. Exactly. It's so sad, really. And last one, this guy says, your daughter is disconnected with your wife isn't your fault. Your wife is the one who's decided to prioritize her career and coworker over her family. Every post of yours is another incident where she's chosen her job over the family. Exactly. Your daughter was told she can't be excited for baking Christmas treats because Uma decided to take a phone call in the kitchen instead of the other room. Your daughter's birthday was placed on a back burner for her business trip, aka sex. Your wife decided to fracture her relationship with your daughter. She was stupid for thinking that constantly proving she cared about her job more than her daughter wasn't going to get unnoticed by her daughter. Maybe she can heal it, but she has to put forth actual effort and prove to her daughter that she does care. And it's going to take time. She spent 5 years showing your daughter that she is the least important thing to her. This won't fix itself overnight. It's not going to fix itself because this is who the wife is. And that's the problem that a lot of these people, a lot of these guys in these stories I cover for the last 5 years now don't get. They think that the wife's going to change. They're going to go to therapy and things will come out and the wife's going to change. No, she's not. End of story. Stop torturing yourself. This guy is in his late 20s. His prime is just about to begin. End of story. But keep dragging this thing out, it's just going to be nowhere. And it's going to actually make it worse. Crap or get off the pot. And I'm willing to bet you as time goes on, because there'll be more updates, more and more people are going to say this. Either he's going to get back with her, it'll be a disaster, or he's going to crap, and that's the end of it, and move on. So we shall see. But anyhow, there you go for those you want to know what's going on here in this guy's story here. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you find a good story, definitely send it my way. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's good, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.